Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Hello.
Today, Delaney and I will be discussing episode 6 of what? I don't even know.
Whatever it is. I think it's 6. You said 5 last time, so I think it's 6.
Yeah, 6 of Voltron Legendary Defender taking flight. Delaney and I are going through all the Voltron episodes. Check that out at overlyanimated.com or our iTunes feed for the rest of them. Spoilers for taking flight in every episode before. Delaney, what are your initial impressions of taking flight, aka Jet?
Well, I took notes.
I also took notes, so that's good.
Here are my notes, and these are the most important things of this episode, obviously. I cradled you in my arms.
Yes, that's the highlight.
They're so gay, oh my god. The castle is a ship? Same.
Yeah.
Same, Lance. Same.
Honestly, the show addresses, like, everything we talk about last podcast. Like, we're like, is that a thing? Like,
they did it. Like, thank you. He's like, how long was and then we were right, Lance was the only one who really reacted, though. I was really funny. They're like, we were supposed to think you were a boy. Like,
yeah, the alien saying that, is
I think that's the best way of like just dealing with this trope thing that they did. Like, that was pretty good. Moving on. No one, and Lance wasn't like bothered. He was just like, what?
Yeah.
I think that's fair, because everyone else was like, yeah, I totally knew, and then Lance is like, what?
Yeah, we had the big things. We had Pidge's confession to everyone, right? Yeah, reveal, and that went well. We had a big Keith moment at the end with flying his line and catching them, which I guess was supposed to be our Keith episode this episode, but he didn't really. It wasn't really a personality thing, though. It was more just like an abilities thing.
Just look, he can do stuff.
Yeah, and then we had Rolo, Naima, and Breezer, our Jet freedom fighters. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Rolo and Naima?
I really liked Rolo. Like, I think he's cool. I was actually like, the whole time I was like, he's gonna be bad, but I don't want him to be. I like him. I mean, he can be bad, and I can still like him. Like, I really liked him. Naima wasn't really a character.
You're not in on Naima? Why not? I think Naima was good.
I mean, she didn't talk as much as Rolo, and LOL, she played Lance, but
yeah. Which is great. But
it is funny because she's like clearly like, they kind of flipped the trope. Like, she's the more like hardened bounty hunter.
Yeah, she was the more hardened one.
She's the one, so I like that part.
I also like how she's just like very alien looking. Like,
yes,
I don't know. She's like not like humanoid that much,
right?
But it's pretty.
She kind of looks like a Twi'lek.
A what?
It's from Star Wars, Twi'lek.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but okay. So yeah, I thought this is our typical.
You watch Rebels? There's like Twi'leks and Rebels anyway. Okay.
You could tell me what? Oh, she looks like Hera. Is that like the?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she does kind of look like Hera. She's yellow instead of green. Hera. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So this was our typical trope. This show still continues to be very tropey.
Yes. It's not like annoyingly. I don't know. Like I'm not super bothered. Like, I'm not just like, oh my god, we're doing this. It's like they execute it fine.
Yeah, I mean, this was executed very well. This was the typical, the two guys who seem like they're good and they're bad, and one's suspecting them, and then it turns out that guy's right. I think like the highlight of this episode in terms of how they handled the trope was when Hunk is like, I knew it. I knew it all along, and I knew it because this is, and he keeps talking like during the like going into the lion segment.
It's
like,
pretty good.
Like, usually that's like such an annoying part of the episode, but it's so great there, and it's like and the things he's talking about as like evidence weren't like clearly stated before. It's just like happening like off screen. Like, all of that was so well executed. Like, this is like great trope execution. You can do this typical story, but you just can't like hit on it. Just can't be all familiar. Like, change it up a little bit. And like, I like how Hunk is like he was the suspicious one. He's like, yeah, I knew it, and they're like, okay, we get it. Like, it's a no. Yeah, it was really good. I thought that was like really good execution of that.
I mean, I was honestly, I was like, please don't be evil, because Hunk's getting on my nerves, but like, it was fine.
I think Hunk was very good in this episode.
No, Hunk was good. Yeah. Like, he, like, his little speeches he kept giving, like, he's great. I really like
we
that.
had like seriously everything. Honestly, I think this is the best thing I can say about the show so far. As we come on, we talk about stuff. We're like, oh, there's something that has been addressed, and
Yeah,
they immediately address it, like as like,
it's good
oh,
stuff.
is Rock Lady his girlfriend? And Hunk says she's just a rock that I admire, that I met and I admire very much. So
But
like,
they just address everything.
yeah,
It's great.
seriously, like everything.
Like
It's so
they've
refreshing.
anticipated. It's so good.
It's very forward thinking writing.
Yes.
Very a lot of props to Tim, Josh, and May.
And they're not assuming that we're watching this and we're stupid. Like, yes, we're going to address the things you want the answers for.
Yeah. Honestly, I think overall it's just like a really good episode. It might be like number 3 best, but it's just genuinely very good.
Yeah, and it has a lot going for it, and it's also kind of like a fun episode.
Yeah.
You know, we have Lance going on his like super. Also, he's like Lance is just like, you know, he was in her lap. Like, Lance, what are you, Lance?
That was
like,
that was my screenshot for this one.
So good.
Yeah,
he's so ridiculous. And then she's like, "Oh, well, I guess Keith went." Like she picked up on that dynamic.
I mean, yeah, that's like the first apparent dynamic to outsiders is the Lance hating Keith. Yeah, she's like, it's like I was so, oh, I could just ask Keith to go. Like, oh my god, that was so good.
But then it's so funny too. Like Keith's like, "I cradled you in my arms. We bonded." Like, oh my god, can y'all like tone the gay down for like 2 minutes?
Yeah, that was like the Keith Lance shipping highlight in the media. I cradled you in my
that
arms
is like the shippiest thing that's happened. I cradled you in my arms. Like, who says cradled? Says that?
And then Lance, nope, don't remember. And then later,
so good.
What do we say? I thought we bonded, right?
Right.
Lance, I got your lion back. Yeah, and then I thought we bonded. It was great.
They're the cutest. They don't know it yet, but they're the cutest.
Production, like the writing and production, is clearly making them like a fan shipping type thing. I think the question is like, will it pay off? Like,
yeah, will it happen?
And I think it could or couldn't. I don't think it necessarily like needs to for the story, but it'd just be very refreshing if it'd be
just wonderful.
Yeah, I guess I don't think it will by the end of the season. Like we only have 4 episodes. Doesn't seem like that's gonna happen, but we could like this is pretty blatant. Like
I'm imagining this like just wonderful scene where like they're talking or something, and then Keith's like, because now we have evidence that like Lance is just completely oblivious, and so like Keith maybe like kisses him on the cheek or something, and then he just freaks out and not in a bad way, just like, what? Like Lance doesn't know what to do with himself.
Delaney writing the fan fiction already, but yeah, no, this episode is like proof that Lance is like not aware if he does have feelings behind his like animosity, and then Keith is like actually bonding with him now and is kind of like frustrated by his continued like obliviousness to his animosity, right? Yeah. So I do hope this pays off. It's definitely one of the clear dynamics they're establishing in the show.
And then Pidge has a crush on the robot. That was
my favorite. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Like the most incredible thing. Like we had just the execution. I actually can't think of like that. It's just the best thing ever.
That was me, and that was
so good.
It's the Lance and Pidge see Naima and Bruiser the robot, and we see Lance's reaction. It's like, okay, typical, and then we see Pidge's reaction to the robot. So good, cool robot. Yeah.
And then just like the sparkles around, it was so good.
And then later she's like poking the robot.
She's like riding it, like
and he's like, like robot's like, no, stop. Yeah, that was I think that was my favorite part of the episode.
It was my favorite. Okay, well, I cradled you in my arms. Is my first favorite.
Really good. Yeah. By the way, these 3 call themselves freedom fighters, and Rolo is literally Jet, so I don't even know what to do with this.
You're right. Except I like Rolo. I hate Jet, so he's not 100% Jet. Because I cannot tolerate Jet at all.
Is Rolo gonna have a maybe he died, maybe he didn't ending? Are we gonna see Rolo again?
No,
I don't think so. Maybe next season, but yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be bothered if he came back because, like I said, I like him, unlike Jet. So
in the beginning of the very first thing in the episode, I thought was also a really good gag they went into versus ticks versus seconds.
They were
they like time it on their phones, so, like
so, like they could have just stopped at like, oh, I think a tick is long, like, but then to actually
and then later one of them says like, how many ticks has it been? I think Pidge says that, right? Yeah,
it's like so good.
They have an infinite source of humor here. Two of them are aliens, and it's like, oh,
Like,
is this different?
This is what I want. Like, why isn't there more of this on like all sci-fi? Like, this is just wonderful.
Honestly, this show, like, we're not at the end yet, but this has been, to a certain extent, everything I've wanted from Rebels and have never gotten from Star Wars Rebels. Like, just the this like how fun the show is, and like how much I care about the characters. And like there's more female characters on Rebels, but like they're just all everyone on that show is very kind of bland. And it's not that it's a bad show; it is a good show. But I do think this is taking that type of traveling band in space type thing to another level.
It's like we can have like serious sci-fi with aliens, and then also have fun with it because they're aliens. Come on, like. There's so many options, and I'm about this. And of course, it's really funny because they all say like, what is it, Grisnack? Like the word they all say.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned that yet, but they all just say like, Grisnack or whatever, right?
Yeah, and it's so funny because like it's obviously just some like alien word, and like then we've had a few of them say other alien words, and it's just like, yes, we need more of this.
So that word. They haven't explained that joke. That word is coming from presumably Koran. And now they're just imitating him, I guess.
Yeah. And then it's funny because I think in one of the first episodes, Lance was like said something like "shut your Grisnack," and he's like, "I don't think you're using that word right." And like that's good stuff.
Yeah. What else? Okay, so Ticks for Seconds. I thought that was very good. Pidge's confession to everyone. Pidge is a girl, and the castle is a ship. Hell, like what happened to that? Yeah, so
that's
good.
Me, that's how I felt.
Now, are you in on Lance now after this? I mean, come on.
I mean, have you not figured out that I've been in on Lance since like after episode 1?
You're just
like,
unwilling.
No, I like him. Like, I mean, I get irritated with like the flirting, but at this point, it's fine. Like, he's funny.
I think his flirting with Naima was great, especially because he's sitting in her lap. Like, that's so good.
It was like that was funny, and like it was pretty good.
Yeah. What else? So we had the whole thing with the Zarkon side of things. We had Witch Hacker
and Quintessence.
Quintessence is their what's the Ruby term for quintessence? The
dust, aura,
or I don't know,
whatever.
A mixture of like I thought like dust and aura, something like that. It's the energy of the mana. Yeah. The witch has his ear. I'll capture Voltron on my own. So we have this new guy going after them.
Like, who even are you?
And then the ritual, the Komar experiment, the whole planet quintessence. And he's like, now we can spend all my time finding Voltron. Okay.
They just Death Starred that planet. That's what they did.
Well, they didn't blow it up though. They just like.
But they took all the energy from it.
They hammered the flowers.
They hammered,
yeah.
Well, we didn't talk about it earlier. They mentioned quintessence earlier, and I think it suggested that that's how he's lived for so long is through quintessence.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So he's probably just pumps quintessence in, which is just the magic. Magic life force of this universe. Yeah,
it's the force.
It's the
Metachlorians.
Does the force function like that?
No,
right?
No, not at all.
That's what I thought.
Because the force. Well, I mean, the force is
pretty vague, but
the force is everything, and it's like in it. Like,
the force is more like
everything is a part of the force, but the force isn't like a thing. It's
force is like the way I think of the force is like Aang in the swamp, and like with the big tree and connecting all the roots to everything.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. We talked about the ritual. Maybe
and metachlorians let you like use the force.
We're not getting into metachlorians. No, absolutely not.
Where's Mel?
No, stop. Then Naima. We missed one of the best jokes of the episode. Naima handcuffs Keith. Or handcuffs Lance to the thing, and he's like, "This is kind of." Oh my god!
Good.
I wish they would have said kinky, but like that would have been the best.
Please, that would have gone immediately to the soundboard. Like
yes, yeah.
Oh man,
that was so good. I'm glad they went there with that.
That was pretty good. The look on everything about that scene.
Him
was
like
excellent.
Blushing and like it was also good.
He's great.
They take the lion. We have the Keith flying through the meteor shower. The typical, I know this meteor formation like the back of my hand. Like,
Literally
everything
stars.
about that character is so
Literally
tropey,
stars.
and like his voice, and
Yeah.
he's like it's like transferring that character in like from like things that take place in the present to like space, and instead of like driving through something, right, it's like flying through a meteor.
Well, he's not like, but he's nice. He's not like, I don't
I
know,
think
like,
that trope can be nice. I think so.
well, the big thing, well, he's not like, I mean, Naima really is like the hardened, criminal bounty hunter. And then he's like actively nice to them, which
Yeah, I think we're assuming too much from one line. I think Naima also is pretty similar to him in that they're both
yeah,
anti
yeah,
Sarkhan. She's just like more jaded. Yeah.
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 I mean, to be fair, I mean, she says, stealing, carries a life sentence. I mean, that's fair. Like,
Yeah, they do make this episode does make us do a good job of sympathizing with them, I think. This episode written by Tim Hedrick. Yeah, I think it's a really good script, honestly. Like, I usually don't like this trope or like any sort of such a tropey episode this much, but I think Tim really makes this work. So props on that. Okay, continuing. Hunk doesn't trust them. Oh, forget
Oh,
it.
episode 2 in a row, no Voltron.
Yeah. Was it 3 or 2 in a row? I don't remember.
Is it 3?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, forget it. Oh, we get it. Yeah, when he's going on that rant. Yeah, Lance, I got your lion back. Then, I thought we bonded. So good. Okay.
Yay.
That's like, yeah, that was like the best. Okay.
Cradled you in my arms. I'm just not ever gonna get over that. That is just the best thing.
So we were successful in predicting basically everything that we weren't like predicting everything that would happen, but we basically like talked about everything major that happened. So let's talk about this for next episode. So we're on our way to Balmera. Next episode is called Return to the Balmera. Okay. What's hanging in the balance right now that should be addressed?
Well,
Hunk and Shay.
Yeah, obviously.
The rock people freeing them.
Like, do they want to be freed? I mean, are they all going to be like racks? Like,
yeah, like, do they want to? We have this guy coming for them, who they try to sell him to this time, the lion. I don't know. I think they've resolved a lot last time that there's not as much hanging. Like,
there just isn't like they just need to go and like try and save them.
Who out of our 5, who do you want to see a specific episode about? I guess Hunk. This could be a Hunk episode.
Yeah,
I think we need that. I think we
need a Keith episode.
Despite this episode, we need more of Keith's personality. Yeah,
I need an episode like, what is Keith and Shiro's connection? What is it?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. That we need to, if that's a thing, they need to do.
They
that.
so obviously know each other. Like, all the time, Shiro says stuff, and I'm like, you all know each other. Like,
okay,
how?
Okay, sure. Conspiracy theorist, Voltron conspiracy theorist, Delaney.
I'm not crazy. Like, they're
are you
all the time? Like, Keith says stuff like Shiro, and like he's more like in many moments he's been more concerned about him than like like their situation has bred. Especially like if they all didn't know each other, like they know each other. I just need to know what is.
We'll see. You've been right about more things than me, so I'll trust you on this, I guess.
Like the Voltron wizard.
I want to see Allura and I want to see Allura do things. I want to see Allura and Pidge.
Allura, please punch something in the face.
Yeah, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where we're going here.
Oh, and they put what's his face in a cryo tube.
Oh yeah, the guy, yeah, and he's on their ship, so that's probably not a good idea. He'll probably break out.
That is like literally the worst idea.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not as bad as like having all the lions together, but it's a pretty bad idea.
As like having all the lions together?
Well, as like, having like when we were complaining about...
As like bringing the lion to them. Yeah. What we're talking about. It does seem apparent. They did address that too, though. He wants to harness Voltron. He doesn't just want to destroy Voltron. He did say that.
He wants Voltron.
Which I think is stupid. Like, you already have the universe. You don't need Voltron to. Just kill Voltron.
Like, why are you so greedy? Like, why you gotta be
very greedy, which I guess...
So he did talk about... Oh, it was funny, though, when Lance was talking about... he's like, the lions, but they're like magic, but they're also like super high tech.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
I did like that. Yeah, the lamp shading, how the logic behind the lions. Yeah, Lance is the best character to go through for things like that. Yeah. Okay, 5 episodes left. Getting there. It does seem like not that much time. I don't know.
Yeah, But I don't know, so much happens in these episodes, like
yeah, it does,
like so much, and honestly, it's not overwhelming or like it's not even like weird pacing. They just do a lot, like.
Yeah, I do think they've been successful in having a lot of stuff. It's been good. So yeah, we'll be back. Look out for our podcast on the next episode. Thank you guys for listening. Last comments.
Just good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks.
And arm leg forever.
We'll see. We'll see about that thing. That's the problem with doing all of them at once. We can't sit and wait for the feedback.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be like, they're gonna come up with some wonderful, beautiful ship name, and they're gonna be like, "Why is she saying arm leg? Is she crazy?
Yeah, that's
what's wrong with her?"
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.